AA games in development are starting to reach visual quality once reserved for bigger studios. With modern engines and focused design, these titles aim to deliver detailed worlds and strong presentation without full AAA scale. Let's dive right into it. Samson is set in the unforgiving city of Tyndalston, a place built on pressure, violence, and hard choices. The story follows a man trapped by debt and forced into action when his sister becomes leverage. Close-range fights and fast movement keep every encounter tense and personal. There's no room to slow down as each moment pushes Samson closer to a breaking point.
In this city, desperation's the currency. You can't outrun debt. You can't freeze interest. You can curl up and die in the street. Or you can fight the fuck back.
Defect is a cyberpunk squad-based shooter arise in a dystopian city governed by an authoritarian AI known as the System. The game revolves around coordinated combat between rival factions, with a gritty sci-fi atmosphere shaped by control, disorder, and constant conflict in a collapsing urban environment.
Green light, 50 seconds. The system approves infiltration and data harvest. High-value criminal elements control the entire block between Figueroa and Lincoln. Multiple suspects in the stacks. Infiltrate and harvest. I will guide you in. Serve and protect. And the system will set you free. Once you're inside, apprehend and pursue all suspects. The system requires you monitor all fellow officers for deviation. It is your sworn duty to report any agitation, any disobedience, any emotion. The system is always watching.
Kill every one of you.
Fresh meat. Welcome to the grinder. You think you're brave? Law-abiding citizens, we have guests. 10 floors out for the first slug to bring me to head. If you want to live through the night, stay the fuck out of our way.
That's the first data drive. Marked.
Running a bypass.
Stealth wall deployed.
Suspect inside is jamming our system access. Breach and clear the apartment. Weapons hot.
Let me see her!
No hesitation.
Please help!
Subject down!
What did they promise you? Freedom? Family?
There are 2 more data cubes on this block.
The system knows. You're one of us.
Not going down!
Cover me!
Prosecute. With extreme prejudice.
Fuck you, man!
Consciousness transfer approved.
No, no, no! Please, I just need to get up to floor 60.
Alameda PD is tracking multiple gang units converging on your position. Floor 80 and above are locked down. Data cubes will access the system mainframe. Wipe the drive and reboot the block.
Crisol Theater of Idols is a first-person horror and action game set in a dark reimagining of Spain. It casts you as a soldier bound to a grim ritual where blood sustains combat and survival. The setting uses heavy religious imagery and unsettling spaces to maintain constant pressure. The game aims for tense pacing and close-range danger rather than spectacle.
Each video in this series will break down a different part of the game, giving you a sneaky look at the horror ahead in 2026. For our first episode, I hope you've got your sea legs engaged because we're sailing to Tormentosa, an island cursed with eternal storms and facing the wrath of a powerful entity. Tormentosa really does have it all. Beautiful beaches, plenty of places for great food and drink, and welcoming locals. Okay, maybe I lied about the last part. Tormentosa is an island off the coast of Hispania, a rich and strikingly twisted version of Spain carefully crafted by Madrid-based Vermilla Studios. Creative director David Tornero and his team wanted to make sure that the town itself is as much a character in Crisol as our leading man Gabriel, and to make sure that Spanish culture bleeds into every location. The word Crisol actually means crucible, and the studio has created Tormentosa as a melting pot of different influences from across the country in different eras. This means you'll see Romanesque, Baroque, and of course Gothic architecture combining to bring to life a wholly unique but still definitively Spanish world. But to truly understand Tormentosa, it's time for some lore. Two warring religions have called the island home over the years, the Cult of the Sea and the Church of the Sun. The island was once named Aurora, full of those who worship the flames of the sun god. By the time we get there though, the Cult of the Sea has taken over, and we see lives that are shaped entirely by water. Anchors loom on the skyline, scales are the order of the day when it comes to decor, and those who worship the sun have been labelled heretics and disappeared into the shadows. Playing as Gabriel, a follower of the sun god, we enter a city that has desperately remodelled to get away from its past. But you'll still find history of these warring religions as you wander the streets, including in blood memories that let us catch a glimpse of what came before.
We will calm the waters.
Given that Gabriel needs blood to shoot and stay alive, you'll have to absorb nearby corpses of animals to keep your health up. But these aren't your average livestock. Scales cover their bodies as something in the water has warped and mutated them into land-sea hybrids, something that the town is clearly fiercely proud of. Delicious. And finally, it only seems right to give you a sneak peek at the central hub of Crisol, the fair. Vermilla wanted you to have at least one place where you can take a breather and put down that spiked pistol for a while. And a traditional Spanish fair seemed like a perfect place to do that. All structured around a beautiful carousel, the fair lets you catch up with lone survivors on the island, do some much needed upgrades, and yes, play some carnival games. Each one is seeped in the lore of Tormentosa, with this one letting you literally extinguish the flames of the sun with the water of the sea. So that's a quick behind-the-scenes glimpse at Tormentosa and the world you'll be entering in Crisol Theater of Idols, which is coming to consoles and PC in 2026. You can wishlist it now on Steam. And don't forget to subscribe to Blumhouse Games to make sure you keep up with all of our news and updates from our dev teams.
14 Years of Flames is a story-driven first-person shooter arise during China's 14-year conflict in the Second Sino-Japanese War. The game takes a serious historical approach, portraying combat and survival across different phases of the war through multiple viewpoints. Its atmosphere is grounded and somber, aiming to reflect the human cost of prolonged conflict rather than spectacle.
一切意义都没了。我们的追求一致，过上舒服的生活，不是吗？康康们的如今的繁荣与进步，我们的都是亚细亚同胞兄弟，共保和平，才能共荣大东亚。周队长已经加入了我们，赵兄弟要是不嫌弃，就请来担任皇协军队长。今天晚上，我们得先去喝2杯，然后再。
哭了！
Blackwood is a third-person action game built around a double life in early 2010s New York, where a quiet daytime routine contrasts with violent work after dark. It takes a cinematic approach to close-range combat and gunplay, grounded in physical movement and confrontation. The game carries a gritty crime atmosphere with a steady, character-driven pace that reflects the tension between ordinary routines and dangerous nights.
You're always showing up when I'm closing. Oh my god, what happened to your face?
Not today.
Put some ice on it. Good night,
What's the
Anton.
gap in left center? That's rolling all the way to the wall. He's around first, digging.
Biggest fears of an astronaut doing extravehicular activity, or EVA, is somehow becoming detached and floating away.
The Expanse Osiris Reborn is a third-person action RPG set in the science fiction universe of The Expanse. It places you in the role of a mercenary caught in a growing conflict, working to keep a crew together while staying operational in a hostile solar system. It aims for a story-driven approach, with a serious sci-fi atmosphere and a strong sense of pressure tied to survival and responsibility.
During real spacewalks, we actually use tethers to keep ourselves attached to the vehicle. In a reactive game, that would be too clumsy, and so mag boots is a creative way to kind of compromise and keep it realistic, but also be able to be reactive. But the fear is the same, becoming detached somehow and drifting away. And that's just one example. Even firearms would behave differently in space. Recoil and ballistics would also be different. People think about space as silent, but silence can mean danger. For example, inside of the spacesuit, there's a steady hum of the fan that's blowing oxygen over your face. The people at Alcat Games did some research and figured out that vibrations caused by shots inside of a vehicle would translate to the hull and likely be felt through the mag boots.
We love the idea, but have to adapt it. Pre-realism would mean almost no sound in combat. No vacuum, you hear more than Austiners do, but far less than in atmosphere. What you hear is what your character feels. Breath, comes, vibrations. The tension stays, and so does the fear.
The mission crews train for months, even years together. The commander is chosen first and sets the tone. Just like in the game, trust takes time and shared experience.
The ship is crew's home. To craft the right atmosphere, we focus on the smallest of details. Life in space changes tastes. Astronauts often crave spices just to feel such sensations again. On pink water meals created from what could actually be grown in orbit. And in the same spirit, you'll even hear your companions discussing food and ingredients on the ship. We hope that our approach to blending realism with gameplay considerations will make players experience something engaging and truly immersive.
Light No Fire is an action-adventure survival game built around living and building on a vast fantasy planet. It takes place on a single landmass comparable to Earth in scale, where players exist as small parts of a much larger environment. It aims for a slow, open-ended pace, mixing solitude and shared play while encouraging long-term settlement and survival in a natural, untamed setting. Hello Sunshine is a survival mystery RPG arise in the remains of a failed corporate empire. The game places players alongside a massive walking machine where survival depends on staying near its shadow during harsh days and relying on its presence through freezing nights. Scavenging and crafting support steady progress as fragments of a machine-run society slowly come into view. The setting suggests a quiet, tense struggle between human endurance and systems that continue operating long after their creators are gone.
Felt it. This fierce anger, ruthless curse.
Into the Fire is an action-adventure survival game built around a violent volcanic disaster. It centers on tense rescue efforts amid lava, ash, and hostile fire spirits, where staying alive matters as much as saving others. The setting suggests constant pressure, shifting danger, and brief moments of safety between crises. A retro-styled sci-fi mood mixed with mythic ideas shapes a harsh and uncertain struggle.
What the hell is this? Stay back!
He came down from the summit.
Hello?
Aphelion is a third-person sci-fi action-adventure, set on a frozen, hostile planet at the edge of the solar system. The story looks ahead to a survival struggle shaped by isolation, danger, and an urgent need to reunite two separated astronauts after a disastrous crash. Its mood is tense and cinematic, built around movement through harsh terrain, avoiding unseen threats, and pressing forward through an unstable and unfamiliar environment.
Mission Control. The Hope 1 shuttle has crashed on Persephone. I lost contact with Dr. Montclair.
Hang on, Thomas. I got this.
Oh, shit.
I'm not alone.
What the hell?
It's stalking me. Crap, no! Oh, no. No, 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 no. Mission Control. Anybody copy?
Ballad of Antara is a dark fantasy action RPG from Tipsworks Studio, published by Infold Games. The game centers on emissaries moving between a corrupted land and the otherworldly Para, where a spreading mist has twisted the balance of the realm. The core idea revolves around confronting monstrous forces and recovering lost essences tied to the land's past. Its atmosphere points to a somber, myth-driven setting shaped by divine influence and lingering ruin.
We have to bear the consequences of such powers.
Time. War. Mortality. These essences shall not fall into your treacherous hands. Wayward emissaries, grant us the forgotten miracles. Rain fire from above. This desolate land needs a sprinkle of madness.
Remember, no matter what happens, we did not betray this world.
Hell Let Loose Vietnam is a large-scale multiplayer action game set during the Vietnam War, centered on coordinated combat between opposing military forces. It aims to depict intense frontline fighting where scale, structure, and coordination define each battle. The game is positioned to convey the pressure, uncertainty, and brutality of warfare through a grounded and serious approach. Canyons is a third-person action shooter set in a procedurally generated world. Players can face mysterious awakened creatures alone or team up in squads of up to 4. Command massive crawlers, gather resources, and develop a central haven while surviving a challenging, ever-changing environment.
And lifeless matter, upon the ruins of the old world, a new power has risen. The Order of the Divided Cross. No one knows where the Awakened came from, but their power grows. Only the warriors of the Order and their faith can save what remains.
Welcome aboard, Throngar.
That's a goddamn train!
Looks like a couple defiled over there.
Black State is a third-person action game where players take on a secret mission from a mysterious scientist organization. You move through real-time portal doors, confront human and robotic enemies, and face powerful bosses. The game combines fast-paced combat with tactical choices as you rescue captives and uncover the truth behind a cataclysmic event.
Take cover!
Hunger is a first-person PvPvE extraction RPG set in plague-ravaged Napoleonic Europe. Players scavenge resources, face deadly threats, and compete with others in high-risk expeditions. The game combines deep character progression with combat, crafting, and questing, creating a persistent world where your actions and growth shape your survival.
A touch of warmth? A gold coin? Or two? No. Deep within these folds of flesh, you and I both know. Death has judged us rightly. For we are but beasts, unworthy of salvation.
Menace is a turn-based tactical RPG centered on leading a strike force against an emerging alien threat across distant worlds. The game is built around commanding soldiers in planned combat operations while responding to crises in unstable systems, with a grounded military sci-fi setting. Its atmosphere is tense and methodical, presenting large-scale conflicts where careful planning and command decisions shape how each conflict unfolds.
Eyes on! Oscar! Fire mission underway. Bring in more!
War of the Worlds Siberia is an action-adventure game set in an alternate version of the Russian Empire during 1896, where a Martian invasion threatens human civilization. It is a story of a young student trying to survive, while fleeing both invading forces and human lawlessness, moving eastward through collapsing cities and remote regions. The atmosphere is bleak and tense, shaped by fear, survival, and the constant danger posed by towering alien machines and a world falling apart.
Они грабят аптеку. Это не наше дело.
Дядь, купи кирпич.
Я убил его.
Вниз! Стой, тварь!
Это же предательство! Оно самое, юноша. Оно самое.
TankRat is an action-adventure placed in a dying, post-war world where flesh has given way to steel, and corrupted mech monsters roam a desolated land. The game presents a survival-driven struggle focused on destruction, scavenging, and rebuilding amid vast mechanical ruins, with identity shaped by what is taken from the wreckage. Its atmosphere is bleak and industrial, centered on endurance and the pursuit of survival across a hostile wasteland leading toward the distant goal of High Point.
I write this letter to you as testimony of my undying love.
Solasta 2 is a turn-based tactical role-playing game occurring in a mana-infused land, where a dark force led by the enigmatic Shadwin threatens Neokos. The story looks ahead to a party of adventurers brought together across perilous realms, tied by legacy and faced with the spread of corruption. The atmosphere suggests a measured and serious struggle against an ancient danger, with player decisions guiding how events unfold as the conflict grows.
Lies. You should have saved her.
She deserves the peace of death.
What an interesting family you must have. Is that fear I sense? Good.
Stay in the light. Never give into darkness. Your loving mother, Mahin.
Attention all drivers.
Carmageddon Rogue Shift is an action racing game centered on destructive vehicular combat in a post-apocalyptic setting where survival depends on enduring deadly races against rival drivers and zombie-like hordes. The core idea revolves around repeated runs through a harsh world ruled by chaos, violence, and relentless pressure. The atmosphere is bleak and aggressive, presenting a lawless future where ruined cities, nightfall threats, and constant danger define the road ahead.
Millions of souls pour into the underworld every day. You're no different.
Swords of Legends is an action-focused fantasy game set around a reborn underworld enforcer known as Sepan, who rises from death to confront otherworldly horrors. The story centers on supernatural conflict, spiritual power, and battles against hostile forces tied to the afterlife, creating a dark and mystical atmosphere shaped by themes of rebirth, duty, and confrontation with the unknown.
Shall gather the souls that stray.
I've watched over this city for ages, and every name in your scroll of death. Not one of them dies quietly. You, a soulless husk. You can judge my fate. Why wrestle rogues when their artifacts can do what brute strength cannot?
What? A soulless husk?
The living cast their dead to flame, and sacrifice ignites the war banners! We're up!
Here we go again. no death.
Ray ventured into OG's territory alone. You sure you thought this through?
Zoopunk is a third-person action game situated in a sci-fi animal punk setting, looking ahead to a story built around anthropomorphic characters and a search for a mysterious object called Spark in Torch City as it stands on the edge of upheaval, presenting a stylized, futuristic atmosphere shaped by animal societies and rising conflict.
Yeah, a few bumps along the way. But I got it.
You really fixing to gamble with it?
1 for 5. It's worth a shot.
Ain't you worried something might go wrong?
Wrong? I'm counting on it. It's mine now. Finish him. Give it back!
Walked right in himself, huh?
It's all yours now, boss.
Good work. Now with this, even the Machine Legion doesn't stand a chance against me.
What?
Huh?
On the Papa!
Right on time! Miss me?
Gotta hand it to you this time, Ray.
If Tron hadn't planned ahead and sent us as backup, you'd be done for.
Mission done? Let me take a look.
All accounted for. What's next?
It's time to save Torch City.
Styx Blades of Greed is an action-adventure stealth game centered on Styx, a cunning goblin pursuing the valuable and dangerous resource known as quartz. It presents a setting of towering locations across the Iserian continent, shaped by conflict between elves, humans, and orcs. Its atmosphere is built around secrecy, danger, and greed, with a sharp, mischievous edge as Styx operates on his own terms in a world moving toward war.
The hideout is on fire.
The Godslayer is an action RPG set in an Eastern-inspired steampunk metropolis ruled by divine celestials. The story looks ahead to a world where these gods hold absolute power, and one Elemancer stands in defiance, driven by loss and vengeance. The setting suggests a tense and oppressive atmosphere, shaped by steam technology, social imbalance, and a growing resistance against immortal rulers.
And find out what's going on. Don't do anything rash.
Easy for you to say. Now, how do I get past all the soldiers?
Something's up. What happened? Again, is it?
And he tells me not to do anything rash.
Mind your business. Damn it! It's an elemental.
Catch him!
What?
There you go.
Damn! Stop right there! Where did he go? It's you! He's up there!
Whoa, too many.
Stop! There he is! Nowhere to run down! Have a taste of my ass! Put it out! Put it out!
Cool off, you lot. Gonna be cold.
What's going on here?
Here we are.
Fodder, fools, humans. Which is next?
That must be Master.
signal.
Ontos is a sci-fi mystery placed on the repurposed moon hotel Samsara, where unsettling encounters and cryptic experiments surround a search for hidden truths. The story moves forward through a mind-bending narrative that gradually questions the nature of reality itself. The atmosphere is tense, strange, and introspective, built around isolation, uncertainty, and the slow unraveling of what is real.
Surely a question without an answer. Your father thought he knew, and it inspired him to grant wishes.
Who's there? Nightmare.
Yes! That's why all of us are here. You want to understand, to know. Then you have to step beyond the walls surround you. Play your father's game. Push the very limits. Until you're in reality itself.
Longevity Yin and Yang is an action-adventure game set in an alternate version of China's Ming Dynasty. It revolves around the pursuit of immortality through alchemy, Chinese mythology, and the idea of balance between yin and yang. The setting combines semi-historical history with fantasy as emperors seek eternal life. The atmosphere is serious and mythic, shaped by themes of longevity, harmony, and human desire.
争不过荒凉阴梦，也罢，你我识君之路，分君之忧。长生的事儿还得用心去办，速去速回吧。
山里真能挖出来长生不老药吗？那管他呢，有倭人出了大价钱，咱们这买卖赔不了本儿。什么人？
看来上头的线索无误。不过此地已被贼匪占据，还需小心行事。
长眼的，想抢老子看上的宝贝。
壁上所绘之物，似是神仙斗法。可这世上，当真有神仙吗？这巨型石像，是何人所建？
无名横妖之世人，以肉身在此，修护持之药物。有些东西不是你该拿的。雷生发，风随雷奔，急急！去会。
Thou shalt not kill. So the priests tell us.
Chronicles Medieval is an action role-playing strategy game set in a dynamic medieval sandbox where a created character rises from humble beginnings toward power and legacy. The core idea revolves around personal ascent within a harsh historical setting shaped by conflict, ambition, and shifting control of land. The atmosphere is grounded and serious, portraying a living medieval age defined by struggle, scale, and consequence.
I became like them. I took up the sword, prayed I could win redemption through my deeds. But some paths, once taken, have only one ending. I shall find no peace. On this road, there is only death. But that's just my story. Go write your own.
Have you ever wondered why the formation of the barrier went out of control?
Gothic 1 Remake is an action role-playing game unfolding in a harsh prison colony known as the Valley of the Mines, where law has collapsed and power rests with rival factions. It presents a dark and gritty setting shaped by confinement, tension, and survival, with a grounded and unforgiving atmosphere. It looks ahead to a return to this isolated colony, portraying a hostile land defined by danger, struggle, and uncertainty.
With their pitiful illusion of order and safety. And yes, the so-called Brotherhood of the Sleeper, worshipping their mysterious god. They might be onto something. And the orcs. Well, you might dismiss their culture as primitive, but it would be prudent to study them carefully. Maybe the key to all of this lies buried deep under their sanctuaries. I cannot unravel these mysteries all alone. I need allies. Allies who look out for more than their own survival. Allies who accomplish things you might have considered impossible. Allies I will meet soon enough.
I know you will make it right. Blood!
Norse Oath of Blood is a turn-based tactics game set in Viking Age Norway, centered on the rise of a growing settlement and a path driven by vengeance. The game portrays a harsh historical setting where communities form, alliances take shape, and conflict is constant. Its atmosphere reflects a grounded, story-rich saga built around survival, leadership, and retribution in a brutal northern land.
People are willing to sweat for you, spill blood. If they see you as the strongest oak at the heart of the wood, then you must accept the responsibility of being a leader.
The gods gather their war host for Ragnarok.
Your people will look to you to lead them through times of bountiful harvest and through famine. You must be the wise arbiter of their disputes. You must forge blades and build ships. You must lead your warriors in battle. Stand like a rock in the blood fray with them. Reward them with meat and mead and silver. This is what I have been waiting for. Protect their women and their young ones. And protect your own honor, too. Traitor! Will you do all this, Gunnar, son of Grim? Will you swear it here, before these people and before the gods? I swear it. I swear.
Neo Berlin 2087 is a third and first-person action role-playing game based in a dark future vision of Berlin, framed as a cinematic detective thriller. The story looks ahead to a far-reaching conspiracy unfolding in a cyberpunk city shaped by justice, friendship, love, guilt, sacrifice, and betrayal, with an atmosphere that stays tense, emotional, and shadowed by social division.
Even if this is a simulation, the pain still feels real.
Neo Berlin, what do I really know about it? She's like you. She needs your help.
I followed every thread, reconstructed memories. None of it fits.
You think you're solving the case. This is so much bigger. What if the case is you?
The world only works with order. Without order, chaos breaks out. It's out of balance and we must restore it. Do you understand that, Nolan?
Yes.
Hey, this is Steve from Bleak Mill. Today we're showing you some gameplay footage from our upcoming narrative FPS, Industria 2.
Industria 2 is a narrative FPS adventure centered on a woman stranded in a parallel dimension cut off from her home. The game is set across a mysterious boreal landscape overtaken by an ever-hungry artificial intelligence, creating a tense and isolating atmosphere. The story looks ahead to her struggle to confront this hostile place and search for a path back home.
Track nearby enemies before executing a plan. With supplies being limited, Nora can craft makeshift tools and ammo using components we find along the way. Here we use metal parts and gunpowder to create additional ammo.
Replaced is an action-adventure built as a dark cyberpunk thriller, seen through the perspective of Reach, an artificial intelligence confined within a human body. It takes place in an alternate 1980s America reshaped by nuclear catastrophe, where corporate power and corruption dominate daily life. The atmosphere is tense and moody, presenting a bleak vision of a society shaped by control, identity, and hidden truths.
Stand and please hold your ground. The time is to come yet.
Woochi the Wayfarer is an action-adventure game set in a Korean fantasy, inspired by the Joseon era, drawing from a fictional story based on the classic novel The Tale of Jeon Woochi. It portrays the adventures of Jeon Woochi, known as Adosa, or Mage of the Way, within a historical and myth-based setting. The atmosphere reflects traditional Korean themes with a sense of mystery rooted in legend and folklore.
기어코 여기까지. 참으로 정성이십니다.
You will sleep through 14 years of flight to your new home on Caesarea.
Subnautica 2 is an underwater survival adventure framed on a new alien ocean world. The game looks ahead to placing players in a vast open water setting, where staying alive means adapting to unfamiliar environments and strange life forms, either alone or alongside others. The atmosphere is mysterious and uneasy, shaped by deep waters, unknown creatures, and a constant sense of isolation and danger. Save Birmingham is a survival game shown during an undead plague in a medieval market town, where a lone survivor remains among the ruins. The core idea centers on staying alive for as long as possible, while avoiding the undead within a historically recreated setting. The general atmosphere is bleak and tense, shaped by isolation, constant danger, and the quiet decay of a once-living town. Subliminal is a psychological horror game that will situate players within liminal, memory-like spaces where reality appears unstable and uncertain. The core idea centers on navigating fragmented environments connected to fading memories, with unfamiliar figures and unsettling surroundings suggesting that something is deeply wrong. The atmosphere is quiet, tense, and disorienting, built around nostalgic locations that slowly decay into unease as the sense of what is real begins to slip.
You up?
Cairn is a survival climber about attempting a first ascent on the unforgiving Mount Kami. The game looks ahead to a climb where careful planning and endurance are required to reach a summit never climbed before. Set against a harsh and isolated mountain, it frames the ascent through the actions and sacrifices of a climber named Ava as the challenge steadily intensifies toward the peak. Halloween is an action horror game set on Halloween night in 1978, about the threat posed by Michael Myers in the suburban town of Haddonfield. The core idea is taking part on either side of that danger, confronting or embodying the presence that stalks the streets after dark. The atmosphere is tense and oppressive, shaped by quiet neighborhoods, growing fear, and the sense that no one is truly safe. Breathedge is a space survival game where you are sent on a reckless mission in outer space filled with dangers and things to explore. The game involves surviving in space while building, crafting, managing a crew, looking after a chicken, and confronting an evil space corporation. It continues the story of the man and focuses on dealing with intergalactic problems alongside companions while trying to survive in an unfriendly cosmos.
Shakes from every tone. He's no DJ, no nerdy botanic. Who is it, kids? The mechanic. The mechanic. Grinders buzzing, zoom zoom. Daddy's fixing, boom boom. His manicure is dirt under nails, a cap and stash. That's how he sails, polite and kind, not some street maniac. Who is it, kids?
Animula Nook is an adventure and simulation game that takes place in a cozy miniature world where a desk becomes home and everyday objects appear vast. The core idea centers on living small within familiar indoor spaces, where simple surroundings take on new meaning. The atmosphere is gentle and whimsical, presenting a calm, cozy setting where small moments and quiet stories define the world.
Good morning, Minis! This is Dew Wanderer Radio. Welcome to the Tiny Minis' huge world, distant travelers. you hear the invitation written on the wind, mini adventurers? Please hold tight to your dandelions, and may you return with whatever it is you seek. Outshines even the most resplendent scenery. Capture this beautiful moment with your flash, and we'll meet again at the next twilight. Next step!
John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is an action and adventure shooter built around a small team sent to save the world from overwhelming threats, putting characters against large groups of terrifying monsters. The game looks ahead to intense firefights and group-based action, with a loud and chaotic atmosphere that centers on surviving constant danger alongside a crew that may not be perfect but must face the crisis together.
Liar, liar! Zombie on fire!
Best power ever! Oopsie!
They're wrecking our ride!
Could use some help now!
I need some first... Can you all please cover me?
Whatever works.
No More Light is a narrative-driven survival shooter set after an alien insectoid invasion where the last remnants of humanity struggle to survive in a shattered world. The core idea is about a lone survivor facing inhuman threats while humanity stands close to collapse. The general atmosphere is dark and oppressive, marked by isolation, danger, and a constant sense of loss. The Mound Omen of Cthulhu is an action-adventure within a cursed jungle, where a group of explorers search for treasure as reality shifts around them. The core idea looks ahead to facing constant danger from monstrous creatures that alter perception and challenge trust in what is seen. The atmosphere is oppressive and unpredictable, marked by unease, paranoia, and the sense that the jungle itself is closing in. Sea of Remnants is an ocean adventure RPG about a sailor who has lost their memory and sails strange seas alongside a mysterious girl in search of what was forgotten. Its atmosphere is strange and wondrous, moving between calm, open waters and moments of uncertainty, with a constant sense of change across both the sea and the pirate city.
Get a ship. Then it hit me all so clear. No old man just got a ship. Memories go, memories stay. We're chasing the sound of the waves. It always sways, it always strays. Standing on the beach all day. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I defeated you, remember? Do you really think this time the result?
Burning Sword Death Sun is a wuxia hack n/slash game centered on a martial artist named Zhang Yi Zian, who seeks revenge for the murder of his family by the powerful Gaotian Qi. The story looks ahead to a tale shaped by themes of revenge and redemption within a violent martial world. Its atmosphere is intense and serious, grounded in traditional martial arts and the weight of personal loss and conflict.
I'll perish! I've trained year after year for this day! Your sword can't even scratch me! Your emotions have put all of us at risk. I can't let you ruin my plan! My training is brutal as hell.
Bharat, the land of ancient India.
The Age of Bhaarat is a dark fantasy action-adventure game rooted in ancient India, where a forest warden stands against a large-scale invasion of Rakshasa demons. The core idea looks ahead to a myth-driven struggle focused on defending the homeland, drawn from ancient legends and supernatural forces. The atmosphere is dark and serious, shaped by demonic threats, mystical power, and a land pushed to the edge.
The time has come to fight these invaders. The time has come to fight these monsters. The time has come to fight the demons. The time has come to fight those who oppress the forest tribes. The time has come to declare war. It's time for you to join the army of heroes. Fight the monsters! Stand with your people! Play the Age of Bhaarat! Protect the weak! Punish the wicked! Bharat Mata ki Jai!
Screamer is an arcade racing game built around high-speed competition, where races are treated as direct confrontations. Set in a futuristic setting with strong anime-inspired style, it places drivers in a tournament driven by personal motives such as ambition, power, and revenge. The atmosphere is intense and aggressive, presenting racing as a constant clash where rivalry and conflict define every event.
Level cars. They are designed for your first experience with the game, and they are also designed a little bit more for fighting compared to racing. Leader cars, on the other hand, are designed for racing first and foremost, and fighting in addition to that. Combining them and finding a character that play following your preferences is key to enjoying the game.
With all the things going on in Screamer while racing and fighting, we had to give the players a full control over the cars, regardless they are member or leader cars. So we thought about achieving a perfect drift system with a twin stick control. So with the left stick, you control the steering. You can take very clean and fluid corners, sweeping and tweaking the line of the car. But if you need something more radical, and quite often you'll need to do so, to change the direction or to drift around corners or to engage other cars in the fighting part, you'll use the right stick. That triggers the drift mechanic separately from the steering one. So you can interact them, so you can drift, steer, or correct the drifting with the steering part. So you can achieve complete control over your car. The difference is really remarkable because usually you need to enter in other games the drift state, typically using the brakes. But it's very hard to understand when to do so and how to do it precisely and how to exit the drift. While in Screamer you have complete control over the two phases and you can blend them seamlessly, achieving a total control over your car.
The twin stick is just one of our gameplay systems. Another one is the Eco. The Eco is a device installed on all vehicles that have to take part in the tournament, and it's a major plot point of our story. The Eco is what fuels both the racing and the fighting part of this game. For the racing, you will use a resource that we call Sync, that allows you to boost and to shield. Instead, for the fighting, you will use what we call the Entropy, that allows you to use the mechanics of strike and overdrive.
So as Federico was saying, Sync is used for boosting and shielding against attacks. But how do you build it? Well, there's a passive way, just getting into the groove of the race, or actively building it up with specific actions like active shift, or doing KOs or others. It's all integrated into the mechanics and to the gameplay of Screamer, but we'll cover it more in the next video, going deeper in all the mechanics and how do they work.
Supreme Experiment is an action-adventure game taking place in a world where humanity has vanished from the surface and machines have become a new form of life. The core idea looks ahead to a descent into a silent, abandoned landscape shaped by machine societies and unfamiliar beliefs. The atmosphere is dark and unsettling, defined by isolation, mystery, and the sense that reality below the clouds is deeply unstable.
In ways no one could predict. A new species, trying to survive, fighting for scraps, searching for truth. An abandoned, poisoned wasteland, crawling with creatures beyond imagination. Down here, humans don't belong. For those who left the city, it's a one-way ticket. But they go for a reason. This evolution of the machines was not random. There's something vast behind it. And it's coming for everyone, not just the machines. The people in the cities don't know it yet, but soon they will.
Mortal Shell 2 is a standalone action RPG built around adrenaline-charged, high-stakes combat. The game centers on possessing the dormant forms of forgotten warriors known as shells, each offering distinct strengths and abilities, as players move through a shattered, interconnected world of ruined temples, forests, icy graves, and bone-carved citadels. The story frames the player as the Harbinger, tasked with reclaiming stolen ova from dangerous creatures while confronting false gods in a world marked by violence and decay.
You're a weapon, child.
I vow.
1348 Ex Voto is a cinematic action-adventure set in medieval Italy, telling the story of Ayata, a young knight errant on a brutal quest to save someone close to her, with a dark and turbulent historical atmosphere inspired by chivalric tales.
And respect. Watch upon me now. Let my sword strike true. And those that I have failed today, may I one day be worthy of your forgiveness. Bianca, you are all that is left to me. I shall save you. This, I vow.